Hello and welcome to some exciting news for the Pokemon GO and for the GO Fest 2026. We just got the first official art for GO Fest 2026, as well as the logo for the GO Fest, which is going to be very much telling. We have some more information that was kind of said in interviews as well towards the GO Fest, which we're going to talk about here today as well. But basically, things that are confirmed now, which you can see here already. This is the GO Fest Tokyo logo here generally, or like the artwork towards this one. There are two more GO Fest. I know that one is like in Denmark as well, which is Copenhagen, which is very close to me as well, which I very likely still not going to go to. But generally speaking, this is going to be the art for the GO Fest in Tokyo. And what we see here are a lot of actually different things. Well, first thing that is kind of clear is it's kind of water-based. Like you wouldn't put in, or like kind of like Team Blue based here, you wouldn't put in Articuno, which is, not water, I know it's ice, but you're going to have otherwise here 4 other water type Pokemon, but they're all kind of blue. It's all kind of in a theme. It's with the gym leader from the blue team here, from Team Mystic. And we see, of course, in the top right corner, Mewtwo. They wouldn't put Mewtwo in here if Mewtwo wasn't a vital part of that. I don't think that they just going to be like, yep, here's Mewtwo again after it being released, I don't know, I think at this point like 5-6 years ago. Have fun, and this is gonna be it for this big event. Of course, Mewtwo's gonna Mega Evolve. You can't tell me that we're not gonna get Mega Mewtwo this year. It's now basically practically confirmed, in my opinion. I don't think there's anything else we need to say about. Otherwise, what do we see here? Articuno. Articuno is going to be a main Pokemon featured in this event, and what I assume is going to be happening is that for the GO Fest that are in person, you are very likely being able to, either from instance or just generally in the wild, being able to encounter a legendary Pokemon from the Kanto region, I assume, with the Articuno. Of course, this is a guess, like we don't have official communication towards it. Just this got released and like a little bit of a press sentence towards some things as well, which you're going to talk about as well. But basically here, Articuno is very likely going to be a wild spawn. But also one thing that's very obvious here, and I do think based on what we saw as well was a different thing in the code, is that this is going to be very much Kanto themed. It's going to be a very much Kanto themed event, and why it's maybe not the worst thing is what we're going to talk about later in this video as well. But we see here basically just other than a Sandile, just Kanto Pokemon. I know this one in the middle is Paldean, but it's Paldean Taurus based on the Kanto Pokemon, and this is kind of where I'm kind of going with it as well. I do think that it's very likely not just Kanto, it's mostly Kanto and some other Pokemon like we see as well with the Sandile, but it's very likely a lot towards Kanto, because what we have here as well is the 30th anniversary of the first generation of Pokemon, which is also going to be part of the anniversary event that's coming up, I think, at the start of the next month, which we just found something in the code towards a Go Tour Pass, basically, where you're going to be able to, Go Pass there, basically, for Kanto. We're going to be able to encounter, I think, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres in it, as well as you're going to get some XL candy for Mewtwo, so that's going to be interesting. So it's very likely going to be more a Kanto-themed year again, but Kanto changed quite a bit, which we're going to talk about as well here today. Anyway, we're going to have one quote that I can quote here real quick as well, which is from a staff member, or that kind of where this, basically the picture kind of got shared as well, is that they can't say anything specific towards the GO Fest, but they look forward to the Pokemon that are featured in the key art here, which we see, of course, and especially Mewtwo, which again, if they say especially Mewtwo, it's of course going to be something crazy with this happening. What it could be, I wonder. I think it will be a heart-pounding excitement for people who've been participating in GO Fest since the early days. That's the official quote towards it. Very, very much likely that there's going to be something special coming towards this Pokemon in terms of it's going to get the Megas, which you're going to take a look at afterwards as well as this Pokemon is going to very likely be able to like get something special, like special treatment, like a new move, for example, some kind of special raid event, like where like the raids are different. There's most likely going to be something special towards Mewtwo. I don't think it's just going to be like, here's a Mega and that's going to be it. So I think this is going to be an interesting event towards that. And again, of course, the other two in-person GO Fest events, which are going to be very likely then fire and grass themed, and that's something that we have to look forward for the key arts for them. But we can take a look here real quick at the GO Fest logo as well. What we see here is kind of colors in the middle of the psychic typing, which again hints more towards Mewtwo, I would assume. Like this looks more like kind of the signature move of Mewtwo, to be fair. But what we see as well, because there's always a mythical Pokemon being released, what we see as well is those little, blue, lightning bolts basically on the side there, if you can see them. Like, this is a clear sign that we very likely are going to get Zeraora. Zeraora is literally, like, this is literally the symbol of this Pokemon. This Pokemon is also, I think, kind of a little bit, like, I think there is kind of a connection to Kanto with this Pokemon. It's on the movies or whatever, but this Pokemon itself is going to be interesting. It's going to get up to 3,865 CP. Strong, solid electric type Pokemon. It's a very solid electric type attacker, but right now this Pokemon is not going to be too crazy because like there are other Pokemon that are actually a little bit stronger. We see actually like some better electric type Pokemon as well with the Manectric as well as the Ampharos. But this Pokemon also has a Mega Evolution, which you're going to see here. And here you see already like the blue, like electricity basically of this Pokemon, which is kind of known for, is here. And this is the thing as well. This Pokemon, Zeraora, has a signature move in the main series games, which is called Plasma Fist. And based on that, I assume that we're very likely going to get the signature move in the code as well before this Pokemon is going to get released. And this means as well that this could completely change on how this Pokemon is going to function. If Plasma Fist is a very overpowered move, then this Pokemon would be even stronger for PvP as well. But he already is very likely going to be one of the strongest, if not the strongest, electric type raid attacker there as well for you as a Mega Evolution, as it gets up to 5,500 CP. Do we get the Mega Evolution immediately? I don't know. I could see it happening because we saw it already happening with a Mega Diancie, which we had before. So it could very well be the case that we're going to get Mega Zeraora for the GO Fest here. I could definitely see that being the case, because that's the thing as well. When else are you going to release the Mega Evolution for this Pokemon is like more the question here, I feel like. And I feel like this could be kind of a good opportunity to release both of them, which would be also kind of nice because it's the 10th anniversary. It's going to be a special GO Fest. Trust me, it's going to be absolutely worth it. I can't see them screwing up any of the big events this year, because it's such an important year for Pokemon GO. It's vital for the survival of this game, to be fair as well. But it's also just generally going to be something where they really want to make it right, because it's 30th anniversary of Pokemon and 10th anniversary of Pokemon GO, and you can't tell me that they're not going to do something special. So I would say that Zeraora could well be as well released as a Mega during this event. Here, the current Zeraora, there's no real point of taking a look at it right now. Like, it's not going to be very good currently, but again, if it gets Plasma Fist, if it gets like some more coverage moves, like this is the moveset basically that they gave this Pokemon ages ago. Of course, Zeraora has some coverage moves that it can learn in the main CS games as well. They're currently just not in. This is like a moveset that is just here, like we just throw some electric type moves in and just to have it in the code basically. And so I assume that this is going to change quite significantly beforehand. I wouldn't go by this yet at all, and yeah, it's going to be interesting generally. Otherwise, of course, Mega Mewtwo. We have two of them here, and they're both very, very broken. We're going to have here the more defensive one, but both of them are very much attack rate. Like 412 attack is ridiculous, but then we have Mega Mewtwo Y, where it's actually 426. Like this Pokemon has even higher CP than this one. This one has a little bit more bulk. I think actually doesn't have more bulk. Like Mega Mewtwo, X here is actually just straight up worse, unless you want to have the fighting typing. And this is why I think as well, it's very likely going to get more fighting type coverage moves, like a new fast move or something like this, in order to utilize the fighting type damage here from this Pokemon. Because as a psychic type attacker, this Pokemon doesn't make sense. Well, this Pokemon is actually really overpowered as a psychic type attacker. That's definitely by far the best psychic type Mega Evolution that is out there. I do think that this Pokemon here itself would be very interesting if we would get a new fighting type fast move and maybe even a new fighting type charge move, because I'm fairly certain that Mewtwo learns actually quite a few of them still. So that would be very interesting to see for Pokemon GO, like, because then they both have their niches. Like, one is the best psychic type, one is the best fighting type Pokemon. And this would be very, very cool, because both Mega Mewtwo's are very, very strong in Pokemon GO generally. Like, even this one is absolutely broken. Look at this, like, the CP is still crazier than any other Pokemon in the game right now. So, like, it's still the most broken Pokemon there, but, like, this one is just straight up better. And this is going to be something that we have to see on what they do with it. I could definitely see that they're going to change it in terms of that we're going to have a different charge move here on this Pokemon, for example, and a different fast move, and we have to see on how this one then performs as a fighting type attacker. Otherwise, of course, if it's more Kanto themed, we can take a look at some of the Kanto Pokemon here that we have still, and what we're very likely going to get here. The Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise might be able to return as the clone Pokemon, which haven't been available for ages, which would be kind of cool. Otherwise, Butterfree has a Gigantomix form, Beedrill has a Mega form, Pidgeot has a Mega form, Raticate has a regional form, Fearow, nobody cares about. It's good for PvP though. It's very good for PvP. This one here, the Arbok, is actually going to not have anything really going on for it right now. Raichu got access to 2 new Mega Evolutions, which might be part of it. Sandslash has a regional form. Nidoking, Nidoking, they need to do something with those Pokemon. They haven't really done anything with those Pokemon at all. Clefable got a new Mega form of it as well in the last game, which I feel like as well is kind of telling that actually quite a lot of Kanto Pokemon that got new Mega forms, which again could be just hinting towards the event being again Mega Kanto themed kinda, but just kind of more broader, basically, of like still adding other Pokemon, as well as adding new Mega Evolutions, as well as adding those regional forms. Because look at Ninetales. Ninetales has a new regional form again. Wigglytuff, they didn't really do anything with it. Crobat needs some love, to be fair. Golbat here doesn't really have anything to be doing. Wildbloom doesn't really do anything either right now. Parasect doesn't really have anything going for it. Venomoth doesn't really have anything going for it. Dugtrio has the other regional form, which is not directly related to it, but like we know all that, the water type version of Paldea is definitely related to it. Meowth doesn't have anything. Okay, Meowth has actually 2 different other regional forms. You have the Galarian Meowth and the Alolan Meowth. So like we have with that as well 2 different forms for this Pokemon. Golduck doesn't really have anything going for it. Primeape has Annihilate as a new evolution. Arcanine has a regional form as well. Poliwrath doesn't really have anything going for it. Alakazam has a Mega. Machamp has the Gigantamax form. Victreebel has a new Mega Pokemon that just only got released. Tentacruel doesn't really have anything. I don't know, Tentacruel has also Toadscruel, which is kind of based on it at least. So like we have something going on for this one. Golem has a different form. Rapidash has a different form. Slowbro and Slowpoke have a different form. Magneton I don't think has anything going for it. Farfetch'd has a regional form as well. Like, look, like this is kind of why I want to go through all of them. They all have basically something special going for them. That's why it's actually possible for this to be very much heavily Kanto based and still being kind of interesting, because Muk and Grimer, they have a different form again as well. We have Gengar having a Mega and a Gigantamax form. We have Onix and the Evolution having a Mega form then again. Hypno doesn't have anything going for it. Kingler has a Gigantamax form. Electrode has a regional form. Executor has a regional form. We have Marowak having a regional form. You see, like, there's so much basically going on for Kanto right now. It is kind of crazy. Weezing has a regional form that is also different. Otherwise, yeah, we're going to have Kangaskhan, which has a Mega again. Like, there's so much going basically for this one here. We have otherwise the Starmie, which just got a new Mega. We have the Scyther, which has a Mega as well. Like, we have literally for everything something kind of special, which is kind of crazy. Pins has a new Mega. Tauros has a different regional form. Gyarados has a Mega. Lapras, honestly, I feel like Lapras deserves a Mega form, but it has a Gigantamax form. Then we have Eevee, of course, which is something that has a lot of different kind of evolutions. And that is the Aerodactyl, has a Mega form as well, which is kind of cool. And then we have the legendary Pokemon, which all have regional forms as well, again, which could be a vital part of the GO Fest as well, because that's the thing as well. We know about the Kanto forms of them, but they could also have the other forms available at the same time, which is kind of crazy. Dragonite has a new regional form as well, which is kind of crazy. Like, not regional form, in the Mega Evolutions, I want to say. And of course, Mewtwo having the 2 Mega Evolutions coming up. And here we see as well all of the different kind of things. Of course, Alolan Raichu actually as well. Dugtrio, I forgot that they actually have also a regional form for that one. I forgot about Meowth Persian as well. Like, there's so many different kind of forms for them. That's kind of crazy here. Honestly, like, Kanto has so much going on for itself. So yeah, this is going to be it kind of for this video, for this little update. We're definitely going to get Mewtwo as a Mega, I assume. We're very likely going to get the Kanto birds in the wild. We're going to get some Pokemon that haven't been released as shiny yet, like the Paldean Tauros here, which is going to be interesting in all the different kind of forms. And yeah, this is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.